Good evening. Welcome to Ubuntu channel. It's a Saturday, and today we actually have this program called Point of View. It's a program designed that we give you stories of the week, headlines of the week. Then you get to add your voices to what has been trending, during the week. And just to help me, do this analysis or getting to add, opinions to these stories. I actually do have, Lance right here. Lance, good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, Chaza. Good evening to the viewers. It's nice to be here on a Saturday like this one. Looking forward to having a good program and, of course, to analyzing the stories that we have for this week. Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Lance is not alone to actually, add his voice of, to the stories of the week. We also do have, CJ Chibonta Jule. CJ, good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, Chaza. Good evening, Lance. Good evening, viewers. It's a pleasure to be on Point of View this evening. Thank you.
Beautiful. I want to find out from you two gentlemen. Are you not going to join me in video?
Unfortunately not. We look like the actual load shedding.
CJ, what about you?
I'll be joining shortly, just setting up.
Beautiful. I believe in the saying that seeing is believing. So I take, preference in seeing you, unless there's that, compelling reason like load shedding, as it were for Lance,
Have you seen how I'm looking like? I'm load shedding.
Someone, told someone looking as dark as you are looking without a light that you are looking dark black. So I was wondering, is there, a color like dark black? All right,
it's actually darker than black.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to take you to the first story, and I'll get to see you on the other side as we get to add, our voices onto the story.
Regular collection of garbage in townships is important because it helps to maintain a high level of hygiene, thereby preventing diseases. But for a number of townships like Maramba in Livingstone, the country's tourist capital, garbage collection seems to be a challenge.
When you have a lot of flies around, it's because of this garbage that is here, and a lot of families are affected. So when you talk about diseases such as cholera, it's very easy to contract disease in a situation like this. And moreover, you can see that there are a lot of schools.
Batenga che one trip tipa emozi ikaenda tipa nshkwasira babovu unji kache soche aveni bana bangono bakwera pachara apa basoberera apa pamwamba
chameti taira doti pano tiziva kuti ndiye pachara pe vanatipasa kuti tizitairapo doti manje doti apa vataya doti but vakanso kuti vafakire nzeru kuyola vishara hivi vakangiwa kufakira nzeru kuti vayola vishara hivi.
According to the Livingstone City Council, the collection of garbage in residential areas is done on a regular basis.
We have a schedule as a local authority. We have been collecting, and as our routine activity, every day we go around and collect garbage around the city. And also, we have engaged the community-based entrepreneurs that are collecting on behalf of the council in townships.
The local authority attributes the challenge of waste management to poor subscription of community-based entrepreneurs engaged to collect the garbage in residential areas.
The residents out there are supposed to subscribe to these community-based entrepreneurs so that their garbage can be collected. So that is what we are doing. However, you will discover that a number of residences are not subscribing and therefore creating undesignated dumping sites. And that is the challenge that we have as a local authority.
Nevertheless, The residents of Maramba Township want the council to heighten the collection of waste to prevent diseases in the area. Chimunya Mwemba, ZNBC News in Livingstone.
Remember to hit the like button, place a comment.
There we have it. The first story is about, the dominance of garbage throwing and also the problem of, garbage collection. Let me invite you, CJ, to be the first to actually, add your voice to the story. Okay.
Thank you, Chaza. In Kenya garbage Mwandi, the council needs to do more. Yes, they've engaged private entrepreneurs to be collecting garbage, but I would say they're not doing a good job. Yes, we can say in these neighborhoods, attitudes, Yama residents see the motion whereby some do not subscribe. But I can give you an example. For example, in Kabanana, there are certain areas, okay, where you find the people that sweep the roads or remove garbage, they remove stuff from the drainages, just them on the side, and they keep on heaping them, they don't collect them. You find that rubble, that dirt, it goes back in the drainages. Again, they come remove them, and there are certain areas that have just have pankatebet to marupiri to garbage. Okay, so they need to do more. If the private entities that have been engaged are not doing what they're supposed to do, let them terminate ngati ma contract wangenisa wantomine wazayisebenza ntchito. Yeah, though yes, I agree, there's also sensitization that needs to be done so that residents are able to stop throwing things muma drainage, because that is one common problem that is there. Ikaloka mvula mpeza wantu ambochosa ma garbage yao kutera ma drainage, hoping that yazaenda na manzi. So yeah, that sensitization and they need to carry out sensitization so that people's mindset can be changed muma combo. I think I'll end my submission there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, CJ. We do appreciate. Lance, what's your reaction, to this story? Lance, are you there? We really don't know. Most probably it's a connectivity problem. We hope he's going to join us and get to add his voice as we progress. He's seemingly back. Lance, are you back here?
Definitely, I am back, like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Welcome back, and do react to that story.
Able to hear me?
Yes, we can get you now.
Oh, okay, great. So my voice on this story, on this issue, Chaza, for me, I go direct to the local authority. In this case, we are talking about the local government. Local government has got a lot to do when it comes to running the councils across the country. They are talking about the community entrepreneurs and, that group. I feel like the local council has to widen or broaden their budget in terms of engaging, or in terms of employing these community-based entrepreneurs that pick up this garbage in the compounds, or especially in the compounds or communities. Why I say so, Chaza, I have seen a situation where you only have one garbage collector who collects for a particular constituency. Now look at how big a constituency is. How many townships are in a constituency, or maybe how many communities are in a constituency? How many people? What's the population of this constituency? So there is need for the local government to at least take up a feasibility study. Look at these communities, study the community, like we had the census. Know how many people live in a certain constituency or in a certain community, and then only then will you know how much or what number of garbage collectors that you need in these compounds or companies, because it's very disturbing, Chaza. You are told to pile up your garbage every Tuesday. That's when the truck will be passing through to collect garbage every Tuesday. What happens if they don't pass through per Tuesday? Or if not so, how many companies, how many compounds are they going to go to on a Tuesday? For how many people are they going to pick? And what is their time frame? Do they have different timings or times for different communities and different companies? So for me, I feel like council really need to do much more in engaging these community entrepreneurs that can offer services to them or on their behalf in collecting this garbage, and then the local council either pays them, or as they are doing in most companies where residents subscribe to 200 per month. So you don't pay that 200 per month, uzaonekera kuti abandi esibalipira. And there's also need for the council to work hand in hand with community leaders as well as civic leaders such as the ward councillors. We need ward councillors to come into this issue. And like CJ said, let's look at how best we can sensitize our people on the harm of keeping these garbage piles, piling them up as if ni ndalama zetisunga koma iyai ni vintu vakutiranje, they are of no use to us. So there's need for lots of sensitization. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Lance. We do appreciate, and quickly we get to the next story.
Yeah, so we are requesting the local authority and the area member of parliament that these things that these garbage that they are removing from the drainage, they remove these garbage from the drainage, when they use them, they don't correct them. So the thing is that when the rain comes, they continue to do what? They continue to get inside the drainage. And as a result, there's no difference between the work that they are doing and what is there, because they still remain. So we are recommending that the local authority and the area member of parliament, also the people in the community, they should have the corporate social responsibility. They should not just throw anyhow these, because they have designated areas that they are supposed to do to be disposed of. Thank you so much.
Chaza, I can't hear you. I don't know if it's only me, but I can't hear what you're saying. PJ.
Yes, Lance, I also can't hear each other.
Ah, okay. I thought I'm the only one.
I think it's connectivity issues.
Well,
Probably.
let's do just and go straight to obviously adding the voice to the story. I will be biased and start.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. In your earlier submission, you said right that vacancy na finance ya not bachosa energy that we but without collecting or finding an alternative for it. I think council also council workers need to change the mentality of taking out rubbish from the drainage and then they pile it up kumbali chekwa drainage of which is a difference yonse because however this does not exclude the ifetebantu kwenda kulagula wagula wamwa watya the other day I had a confrontation on public transport. I don't know what she was eating, and then I think it should be a banana, and then she decided to throw the banana peel out of the bus window. I told that woman to say, "Mama, nakwemchokera ndimwe badoti," because there is no way you can just decide to throw dirt like that. You need to learn to find a point where you can throw dirt. You don't just throw dirt anywhere anyhow. Mufunga list mwankarako na mentality ya kutiranje apa ndiye chepeni ngataire dot apa ndiye pali bin. Always look for a designated place or area where you can throw this. My shops, my supermarkets, they are also adding up to this because ndiye bali busy tikangena mshop kali konseke wagula okutini kamozi bakupasa chi plastic. What do you do with a chi plastic? Drainage. Every time drainage wamwa chi drip cha one kwacha chi plastic ni mu drainage. So we need to change our mentality as human beings. We need to start looking after ourselves before we want the government to look after us. Like they say, charity begins at home. So ineni ziyambirire kuziranganira paneka, then somebody out there will look out for me or will look out after me. Let's not leave everything to the government or the council. Let's start doing it ourselves. Even these shops, they have social corporate responsibility. They can also take up that role of kukiri na drainage vija vidoti that vaindotaisa or batamo ma dustbins so that at least chitraki cha council chechi mapitamo chabotenga zija doti. That's my submission.
All right, thank you, Lance. We do appreciate that. I think I was thrown out, due to connectivity. And, it's back, I'm back here and it's good to be here. CJ, your reaction there?
Okay, I won't say much because the issue of garbage, I think we've deliberated much on it. So I think I'm good with what has been presented so far.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, CJ. Let's get to the next story then at this point in time.
The interest of the workers and the community members have crashed over the operations of this quarry mine in Lusaka's Chonga Waterfalls area. According to the residents, the mine has been causing air and noise pollution, drying up boreholes and cracking houses and commercial buildings. Residents claim to have complained several times to local authorities over the danger that the United Quarry Mines poses to the community. Friday, 20th January 2023, during a scheduled meeting between local authorities, residents, and business owners, the residents around the mine and its workers were at loggerheads. One of the affected residents, Martin Sinjala, says the mine should shut down as it is greatly affecting the residents in the area.
We have been sitting in meetings with United Quarries, with Chongwe Council. Chongwe Council has offered the land to United Quarries in Chongwe to shift this quarry. We even suggested to them that shift the equipment to Chongwe.
Other concerned residents of the area also spoke out on the matter.
Vehicles are moving. One time, I was almost hit there because they blasted. There was no warning.
And I think as a community, we can work together. There are other things like marble. Instead of using explosives to blast, there are other options we can use.
However, for the workers, the main concern is about earning a living.
That's why tifuna maexpert baende kuja wachecking manyumba yake for sure ngati ni blasting yamene ibishita mchani cracks nyumba yake
itandiza awa bantu bonse bali hapa UPND pamene yabwera singavalise Quarries government yake kuti baipente takana.
Meanwhile, speaking at the same meeting, representative for the community business Francis Zulu says the existence of the United Quarry Limited is illegal as the change of usage of land from agriculture to mining by the company has been rejected.
A number of areas that this mine was supposed to look at as they continue or as they engage in their mining activities, that was after it was first closed. One of them is that pit we have there should be at least 100 meters away from the ZESCO pylons.
Legal team representative Jacob Milambo adds that local government has given the directive to shut down the mine.
Their powers with regards to giving licenses to United Quarries is subject to what the local authority's position is. And the local authority in this case has said the mine should not go on.
However, United Quarry Limited Director Kenneth Kaira says the company cannot shut down as it was established long before residents moved in the area.
A solution lies with the experts we have here. We have been mining here following their expertise. The houses, Amanda Umlela and the cracked. Yambiari cracked 7 years ago, 10 years ago. Mulata cracked all the time.
Reporting for Movie TV, Naomi Mtoka in Lusaka.
Right, it's a story, that has the usual conflict of interest. A mining, activity which is resulting into, some kind of noise pollution, water depletion, and so on and so forth. CJ, I can see you smiling. Come on and get to react to this story as the first one.
Yeah, these mining or whether there are excavation activities that are being carried out before they set up. Usually there's supposed to be an environmental impact assessment where agencies come and assess what the impact will be to the environment, be it whether there's wildlife around there are people that are settled around that place and that kind of a thing. And before operations kick in, they're supposed to meet those parameters. And even as operations go on, they are supposed to ensure that whatever they are doing is within the conditions that are set for them. so that the environment is not affected negatively. So from that clip, you hear the council has got a position which says they should close down. The owner of the quarry is saying, no, we cannot we cannot close down. They are experts, and their team have done their own assessment, and I don't know. So if the council says they have to close down, you know, would assume that the council is giving that directive according to the law, meaning that place has to close down or shift. You know, human life is precious. Okay, let them not wait for a disaster to happen. That's when now they want to now comply and whatever. If they are refusing to close down, and if the people, for example, from environmental that council, the people that do the assessment have concluded that that place is unsafe, then let the enforcement agencies come in to ensure that the place is closed or they relocate, so that the inhabitants or residents around there do not continue suffering. Okay, though it's a tricky thing. There's also the notion that that mine was there before people settled there. So if that is the case, then again, that's a whole other issue, because it's now the resident that found the place. But if the quarrying activities were initiated when there's already a community there, then I would go with the council that yes, let them close or relocate their mine so that people are left in peace. Thank you.
Thank you, CJ. Thank you so much there. Lance, what do you say about, this issue?
Well, thank you so much, Chaza. You know, whenever I hear mining conflicts, the mine conflicting with the people, the first thing that I always look at is what is the job for ZEMA? ZEMA, this is the Zambia Environmental Management Agency. What really is their role? What do they do? How do they give a go-ahead to the council or to the Ministry of Mines to give a go-ahead for somebody to set up a mine somewhere where there's a community already? You know, so many questions are left unanswered. Okay, because ZEMA does not only look at the environment management, like CJ said, looking at what is the impact that it will have on the environment. It's also looking at even communities that are within the vicinity of that mine. What impact will the mining activities have on the people that are there, on the structure which is there, water bodies, if we have any water bodies that are there, as well as looking at the natural green. We're talking about the forest. What effects will it have? So it's very sad that time and again, year in, year out, complaints will always come through, not only from Chongwe, but from different parts of the country where we have houses cracking because of mining activities, where we have children getting intoxicated na chimpepo cha vikwari dust hivi. If we go Pakabwe hapa, I'm sure na mumpuno muli black manje because of the air they breathe from that mine which is there. So let's get to look at safeguarding the life of the young ones. Let's get to look at safeguarding our environment. Let's look at the long-term implications of our environment. Just because somebody has discovered Kangani gold or whatever, wherever, and then you are looking at business as usual quickly, tend to pass a mining license, ZEMA, whatever that happens, God forbid, Vadiamo, then they just do Vevija and give just like that without looking at the implications. these are the complaints that come through. These are the things that come through. Let's not only look at the business side, oh, azambo lipira tax or azambo chitabwanj. No, let us look at the impact it will have on the life of the people that are living around that area, as well as let's also look at these areas that we are giving them. What kind of areas are they? We know that in Chongwe we have recharge bodies, water recharge bodies. We've been complaining about Forest 27. It's also a water recharge. We've been complaining about Kingsland City. And then Kuja Waterfalls, Chongwe, Nakweve. That is a recharge area. So what impact does that mining activity have on the contamination of our water? So ZEMA has a lot to do. Here, I can't even go direct to the government or whoever. I go straight to ZEMA because it's ZEMA's responsibility to assess this mine, to assess implications and assess what will happen to life form which is in the area. So ZEMA must wake up, ZEMA must do its job, ZEMA must save the Zambian people diligently. Thank you.
Thank you, Lance. And yes, CJ.
Just a quick one. Yeah. So they need to continually do the assessments, okay, so that they ensure the safety of the environment. In the case where it's found that the environment is negatively being affected, then they recommend that the place closes down. If that is not doable, then let them relocate the residents. They compensate and relocate them. So those are the two things.
All right, CJ, thank you so much there. I must, believe the network has not been as good towards the end, but I hope you have, finished your thought. All right, to the viewers out there, we are not selfish to exclude you from participating on this program. We are inviting you to actually join us, via the shared link. If you'd like to add, your voice to any one of the stories, or all of them, we're actually inviting you to join us, live on our set. Then you get to add your opinion to the stories that we are sharing, on this program. Let's proceed to the next story.
Chaza, I can't hear you. Lance, are you able to get Chaza? Lance, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I think connectivity issues with Chaza there. Well, I think we can go ahead and add our voices to that clip. I think this time I'll go right ahead. Welcome back,
Please
Chaza.
do.
I don't even know what happened at which point I was cut. If my thought was complete, I really don't know.
Technology. So let me make my submissions. Let me make my submissions. You know, these scams and fake adverts, they keep on going on, and you know, people keep on pushing them, and because like he said, the ZRA communications manager said, people are desperate. Okay, so scammers out there are looking for opportunities so that they can make their cut. So people really have to be careful and, you know, make sure they find out whether an advert is authentic or not. And scammers use all sorts of platforms, whether they are phones, they'll send messages via their phone, they'll create a Facebook account. So make sure that when you are responding to such kind of things, you ensure that it's from the official platform, whether it's on their website or their official Facebook page. Okay, do counter check the details that are there, call around and ensure. Then the ZRA people as well, they have delayed with the the employment. They had put out some adverts some time back. Initially, they were electronic, where people had to submit emails. Then I don't know what happened. They changed and told people now to submit written applications, drop them at the office or send them via post. So let them expedite the process and let them continue communicating so that people are aware what is going on. Otherwise, if they don't communicate and sensitize people, a lot of people end up getting scammed, losing money, and getting trapped in all these things that are going on social media. I said thank you.
All right, thank you, CJ. Lance, your reaction to that story?
Well, you know, CJ has taken everything I wanted to say, but let me be quick to mention that just this afternoon, I was busy. I cracked a joke with a friend of mine when we were coming from somewhere. I was like, have you noticed how scammers are busy using the red network to send scamming messages? Like, why is it that only scams are coming from the red network? Obviously, when I say red network, you know. Yeah. So, but however, it's very sad, you know, to CJ, you were saying something. Yeah, so getting back to the issue, you know, it's very sad and bad how our people are getting scammed. But again, this is due to the fact that people are desperate. The situation is not as it is, you know, when everything throws you to the doldrums. Whatever that comes seems to be the gospel truth. Hence the reason why people are being scammed. However, this should not stop ZRA from, you know, having an active media department. You know, they need to have an active media department where they are able to transmit information easily, quickly, and it should be at the fingertip of an average Zambian that wants to know anything coming through from ZRA, or if they want to do any services, they want to get any services from ZRA. Information should be at their fingertips, but if they keep on hiding, as somebody has to go to their offices and everything, we'll see a lot of our people getting scammed. And these scammers, it's more like they are here to stay. They found a way of how to make easy money. So ZRA should be on its toes. It should enhance its communications department. I submit.
Right. Thank you so much there. We do appreciate your voices. And once more, if you are viewing, you are watching or listening, and you'd like to join us, you'd like to participate, you'd like to add your voice to these stories that we are sharing here, feel free to click on the link, and it will definitely get to lead you to our set right here. Then you get to participate. Let's proceed to the next story.
I can see Chaza is having connectivity issues there. We hope he pops back in quickly. Lance, can you hear me?
Yeah, the struggle.
Yeah, I want to be selfish, but I'll say go ahead.
Okay.
Lance,
I have so many things.
Lance,
Yes, Chaza.
The cutting is happening at the same time. I really don't know. I don't think it's really the network now. There must be somebody somewhere.
There's stop hallucinating that there's somebody somewhere.
and just before you come in, before I was thrown out, I was saying two things I got from the story. That lack of preparation is preparation to fail, and forewarned is forearmed. You can proceed.
Well, I would have loved to be as brilliant as you are with the words, but trying to run away from biting myself, I will, I will use the simplest English, because for to walk, and wound that thing, it's something. Anyway, however, back to the story. Sometimes I tend to think a lot. I don't know. I tend to think a lot. Like, really, what's wrong with programs that we start as a nation? Okay, let's take a look at this farmer input support program. This is not a first program. We haven't implemented it for the first time. It hasn't been implemented for the first time. It has been running. And from my reading, I think I came to find out that actually it's a program where a farmer has to be for 3 years, and then after that, they graduate and leave it for other people. But unfortunately, well, being a poor country, it's like farmers have taken this program to life. Now, the failure comes in where we keep on going back to the drawing board. We keep on having stakeholders meeting, talking, and, not really acting. I think there's need for us to move away from the benchmark of back to the drawing board, and then from the drawing board you come and make another mistake, then back to the drawing board, another mistake. How many drawing boards are we going to go back to, or how many drawing boards are we going to fill until we find
CJ, are you still getting Lance?
No, I'm not getting him. I think connectivity issues as well. Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Okay, let me just yes.
Yeah, please come in.
Okay. Yeah, so I agree with Lance. These systems have been there, and it's not the first time. And this thing of always going back to the drawing board is a problem. If you listen to parliamentary committee, you're going to notice that these systems have a lot of issues. Going by what the auditors, the Auditor General's office has found for a number of these ministries and departments, you get to see that there is system override and the systems are being abused. So those are some of the challenges that make these systems not to work according to the design. And because someone is overriding or benefiting in a way that they are not supposed to, you find such problems or vices are perpetuated. And the end result is that the intended beneficiaries don't get the full benefit. Even the country suffers on the full benefit of the program. So I think there is a need to make the Auditor General's department bite and bite seriously, so that the anomalies that are there are corrected, such that there's no need of having to go back to the drawing board, but things are just enforced. Because lack of enforcement keeps these things popping up year in, year out. I like what the minister has done by initiating this process early, so that by the time we're getting to the farming season, things are in place. And even what the cabinet, the secretary to the cabinet said, whereby it's an instruction, okay, so that these things are put in place, which is very good. My hope is that these things are going to be implemented. They will not just be statements and things that have been said and then they are not worked on, because we'll be going back to the same thing. I like the the early initiation of these activities, but let the enforcement be there. That's my submission.
All right, thank you, CJ. And, we get to proceed to the next story as we hope that Lance will come back right here.
Really come from the public. There have been a lot of complaints about our professionals out there, and also complaints about our training institutions. And we thought we cannot delay in having these exams started, and we have now set the dates, and the process is going very, very well. We have had a lot of input from the professional associations who are the owners of these examinations, and they have carried us through all the processes to make us ready for the examinations to start. A few complaints that we have got have been, first of all, concerning the training institutions, that they have not really been adherent to the curricula that we approved for them to run in their colleges, especially when it comes to practicum attachments. We have received reports of some of the colleges sending out students for attachments for only 3 months when they are supposed to be there for 6 months. On the part of the colleges, it has been a cost-saving measure. On the part of the students, obviously, it was just for them to get back earlier from those practical sites. And we've also had complaints from the practice sites where these new graduates have gone to practice. We have heard that some of them have actually gone to relying on social media for anything else. They consult Dr. Google, and yet we all know the fallacy of Dr. Google, that he tells a lot of lies, and usually, unless you ask him a correct question, he gives you a wrong answer. We really want to have professionals who are ready to practice going out into these sites to practice. Especially, our colleagues who are graduating at diploma level, the technologists, we certify that they are ready to practice. And so we can send out clinical officers.
Once again, Chaza. Yeah. Nansi, usitathani kule network. Iwe muntu hiyo. Okay. Let me go ahead. So
please do.
Yeah, I like the submission where he shoots down Dr. Google. What Dr. Google says a lot of lies and whatever. Dr. Google no endelera. But anyway, getting to the issue at hand. Yeah. Welcome, Chaza. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ah, great. Now
it's definitely a trend,
Yeah, we are catching up now.
Yeah.
So my submission on that one, You know, the medical, I don't know if I can say the medical health industry now is one of the industries that is perceived to be having a lot of openings or employment opportunities. We've seen a lot of health facilities built around, and there's that kind of thing whereby ngautufuna upeza first ncheto yenda ku health, yenda ku teaching. Jobs are there, but then the institutions as well, the training institutions need to do more, because the health sector requires people who have a heart for it, and that's why from time to time we get complain kuja ku kliniki kuja kuchani, so wananchita attend. We've had negative reports coming out because some people go into this profession not with a heart but just for the sake of getting the money. Okay, it's interesting to note from one of the things that he said, where they have students that have graduated with A's in everything, but when it comes to the practical aspects, the people that are supervising them, that is when they are doing their attachments or they are practicing, they fail to do things right there from the knowledge which they got from the institutions. So yeah, there's a need for the council to put in more measures so that they make sure when people are graduating penevachoka or penewangena into actual practice, they actually are properly qualified, and that knowledge is in there. They're able to practice without putting the health or lives of patients at risk. That is my submission.
All right, thank you, CJ. For that mouthful, submission on the issue. Let's get to hear what Lance has got to say about this issue.
Hey, Chaza, you laugh with my recent experience at one of the named public health institution. I got there, I took somebody there, and then you enter an office, somebody, a health practitioner, imagine asking me, how do you spell Isaac? Then I was like, okay, do you like mean like you have no idea how to spell Isaac? So from there,
maybe Lance,
a lot.
On a light note, maybe it is spelled as IZEK and the other one ISAAC.
Yeah. Anyway, so just from that, it triggers something inside you to say, what kind of let's say maybe medical advice or help am I going to get from this person if in the first place they can't spell somebody's name? Okay, it's very imperative for HPCZ, Health Professionals Council of Zambia, to really expedite this issue of somebody has graduated from a college or university, but then before they get attached to a health center or to an employer, they must write exams, just like it is for lawyers. Yes, you graduate from whichever college, but then you have to go for ZIALE exams. Only then will you be able to practice. I think what HPCZ is trying to do should be the norm, and they're even taking too long. No, they should just implement. In fact, the government should not sit in their way. They should implement this thing, because Chaza, we have lots of people in wrong careers, as CJ has said already. Tiranganila pakutranje kwenzange na fast nchito kwa so na passion, because I am my professionals. It's about your passion. You join what you feel is a calling for you, as my papas will put it, to say, hey, you have a calling, amen. You know, that's what employment, that's what career should be. It should be your calling to say, I want to do this. I feel compelled to do this. Not that ndiye kwe kuli ka jobu, ndiye kwe kuli security, ndiye kwe kuli nzambo tenga ko kaloni, ndiye kwe, no ways. Hence the reason why we have people administering wrong medicines. We muntu ulibe BP bakupasa mankwala ya BP, so nakupime nokupima BP just because it's mandatory BP. So HPCZ, kudos, please start as soon as now. We need this. We need to clean the system. If possible, let them not only start with the graduate manje. Let's even take it like back in time. Now practice. They should rewrite. They should write those exams, and then let's see how many will pass. Chaza, you and me, we can bet. Kaya.
Oh yeah. When you talk about the issue of Ziali, it doesn't sit well for many people, I would say. All right. It's been a great time right here, but time is not our best ally. It's exactly 1 hour into the program, and it's that time that they say whatever goes up must definitely come down. Thank you so much, CJ, Lance, for adding your voices to the stories that we've had this week. Not forgetting the viewer or listener out there. We greatly appreciate every time that you are there to follow our programs right here on Ubuntu channel. My name is Chaza right here. Till then, this has been Point of View. God bless you all.